Thanks for listening. This podcast is proudly brought to you by OG Haulage. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with a mate.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
And they're away and racing.
That is the goal.
Welcome back to Get Outdoors with Drew and Cam. What's been happening, mate?
Not a lot, mate. Be yourself.
Oh, I'll say not a lot and just ticking along.
Ticking along?
But I'll push it back to you now.
I do like the idea of just ticking along.
Mate, ticking along is a great way to talk about it.
I think we need to make T-shirts out of it.
We've mentioned this. We've discussed this.
Last week we discussed it. We can do it again.
Ticking along.
Ticking along with Drew and Cam on the Get Outdoors
I'm
podcast.
going to copyright it, though.
You would too.
Yeah.
Knowing you.
Yeah.
So every time we sell a T-shirt, you need to make money.
The little C in the circle stands for Cameron.
Hey, the job you've got, mate. Nice.
I don't mind. No, I find it rather amusing that there's a whole heap of other people out there that are looking at me as a role model and how they're ticking along.
What kind of role model is you, though?
A terrible one.
Yeah, well, you're a bad influence on most people.
I'm fun. I get told I'm fun.
Yeah, it's just finding your off switch. That's the hard part.
It is. My wife will agree on that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. You had a good week?
Yeah, mate.
Night shift or day?
The full round.
Full round?
Yeah.
Well, it has been a little while since we spoke. So.
One night off carer's leave because the wife is a bit ill. She's diseased.
Ah.
Yeah. So,
nice.
I'd stay home, help out with squidlets.
Yeah, my youngest is kicking around with a brought home virus.
A disease.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm not happy with it.
No, mate. It's unfortunate. It's how it goes. It's this cold snap come through and everybody got sick. So
100%.
Yeah.
We've actually got a listener sitting in with us tonight. Doesn't want to speak.
Doesn't want to speak.
But we've got an audience.
Yes, we do.
We can't let him go by. It's our fan favourite, Nemo.
It's Uncle Nemo.
Funkle Nemo.
Yeah, he's just sitting here quietly in the background.
Enjoying a cold drink. Last week, Cam, we brought up the fact of recovery gear because we're doing this trip. Well, I'm doing this trip up to Birdsville.
I was going to say you can't blank on the destination for your own trip.
I do often, trust me. I've run out of words. As you know, being that a trainer and assessor, I talk all day.
Yes.
And then we go and do a podcast after that.
Yeah.
Last week's was good. This week, there was a few ups and downs, and I've run out of words. So, but that never stops you.
Oh, well, I'll just sit here all quiet then and make you all awkward.
Yep, sounds good to me, man. We'll just throw the mic over to Nemo and we'll go from there.
That's why they're on these little swingy stands.
he's just sitting there laughing at us.
Rightio.
No, last week we brought up recovery gear.
Yeah, so had a little bit of a dive around.
Yeah.
So
I think the one big question that we sort of started with, everyone sort of starts with a, what do you call it, the toe strap?
The Snatch 'em strap.
Ah, the Snatch 'em strap. That's the one.
Strap.
They were regular. Everyone had one.
A lot of people still do. I still have one in mind.
Tree protector, and unless you're told how they work, you wouldn't have a clue, would you?
So no, you've got an idea on it. It's about kinetic energy and stretch, and
it's about learning.
It's called a
isn't it?
Snap strap for a reason.
I was fortunate. I was out one night. I was plinking off foxes and rabbits on this private property I go to. And I drove through this massive hole and I went, I've got a four drive. Yep, let's go. Fortunately, our friend, I should say, Nemo, was actually not far from where I was. And he rocked up with his Snatch strap. And he got the pride of telling everybody for quite a while. And I still reckon if you get him on the right day, he'll tell you that his Hilux rescued a Ranger.
I've got a funny one.
With a Snatchy.
I've got a funny one involving Nemo and a Hilux.
Yeah, go ahead.
Being recovered by an excavator.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You've obviously forgotten that one, and you don't have a microphone to argue with me.
Do tell me, Mr. Cam.
Out spotlighting one night on a property I had access to many, many moons ago.
Yeah.
It was a nursery, red, sticky clay. It started to rain.
Oh, that's a tyre filler, that one.
Go on, Nemo. You can get up around this corner. I can do it in my Rodeo. And, yes, we ended up
dry.
I didn't say that part, but we ended up in a bit of a spoon drain, and lucky the excavator was just parked up the hill, and old mate that was with us, duk, and that was the end of our night. Nemo didn't want to continue.
That's not really a good recovery, though, is it?
No, my best recovery for Nemo was me having to drive 45 minutes to jumpstart his car.
Oh, look, but we're not talking about recovery gear on that one, are we? We're actually aiming that at.
That was recovery.
It was just
he wasn't getting out of there without me jump starting his car.
It was a help.
It was a help. It was a mate helping.
I would have asked if he could have roll started it. That would have been my question.
No, not with where they were. They were in the bottom of the gully.
We get a head shake over here from the audience. Thank you.
We can say whatever we like because the listeners are listening to us.
I think if he yelled
and he
loud
doesn't
enough,
have a microphone.
If he yelled loud enough, you'd hear him.
You probably would.
He's about to hit the table. And that's a six-pack if you do that.
So, anyway, back to the whole thing about
listen, you did a bit of research. Fill me in. I've heard this kinetic rope. What's the difference with that?
It seems to be the new thing people are going towards more than your snatch and straps.
Why is that?
So
are we talking new technology?
It's theoretically, it's a giant elastic band.
Okay.
So, from a little bit of a deep dive, your kinetic ropes have 30% stretch.
Yes.
Over the overall length, whereas your snatch'em straps have up to 20.
So if you had a 10 metre, let's say snatchy.
Don't make me do maths.
You got 20%. You're looking at what's 20% of 10 metres. You got an extra 4 metre take up on it roughly.
Yeah. I'll believe you.
2 metres, 20% on top of 10 metres. But if you've got a kinetic, you're looking at an extra 3 metres, but take up and it's a lot softer.
Yeah, and it's a gradual, it's a load up, so there's less. Pardon?
Physics.
Science. There's a lot.
Science, yes.
Yeah, but you can't say the last word. There's a lot less stress delivered to recovery points, chassis systems.
Well, that's the most important bit is you want to be able to recover yourself again if need be.
Yeah, so it's actually less strain on the vehicle, less of a sudden snap on the occupants of the vehicle as well.
Bit of a neck flex.
You know, you're looking at those sorts of things now. Unfortunately, kinetic ropes aren't as cheap as the old snatch'em strap.
Yep.
So, look, it's that whole work within your budget. But the main thing is work with what's safe.
Well, you want to do what's right by you and the vehicle, don't you? Because you want to be able to do it again and again and again.
The whole idea of recovery gear is you use it once and don't have to use it again because you don't drive back in there.
You think you'd learn, but you know.
No, you never do because me and the old mates used to go out and we'd muck around and try and convince each other to do silly things and go in silly places.
Did you do any research on the difference between a D-shackle and a new, what are they on the market?
The soft shackles. Now,
did you look into them at all?
I was trying to. Yes, I was trying to. You've got one here on the table in front of us.
I actually have one with me because good old Iron Man nearby me, which would be out the back of Dandenong, was actually having a massive sale.
Yep.
Before Cape York, I went, you know what? I'm getting a couple of these soft shackles because the idea of it makes sense to me.
Oh, it's a lot safer.
Because when you load up whatever the connection is to your vehicle, if it is to let go, you imagine the weight of a D-shackle breaking because they need to be rated so we know what they can withstand.
Yep.
If one of them was to let go, it'll continue through your window, out your windscreen, and probably obliterate anything in front of it within 50 metres.
I'm pretty sure
it turns into a
inside of the
high-level
vehicle
projectile.
would just have red mist. If it
it's a potential, and that's something you actually need to keep in mind. And that's why when we talk about recovery ratings and stuff like that, they have a weight rating that they will accept.
And they are the things that you have to work into. You have to look at your whole recovery system.
Correct.
And actually make sure everything is compatible with each other, because there's no point having something that's rated to the billios, but the main part is going to let go.
Exactly right. And that was something that was sort of a challenge to me. I went, well, what is a soft shackle rated to? I actually paid attention when we bought them and I went, hooly dooly. But now we'll look at it again and we talk about for the listener that's listening that goes, oh, we might look into soft shackles. The Iron Man soft shackle that I have, again, we're not sponsored but could be.
Would love to be.
Is 17.5 tonne.
Yep.
Now, you're talking science and physics where you talk about the greater of when you load up a soft shackle, when you load up a kinetic rope and do the pull, it actually turns out you're talking G ratings and energy and calories and like all weight ratings.
Yep.
Where this one comes in at 17.5 tonne. But the recommendation is that it is 2 to 3 times the gross value of the vehicle mass that it is being used on.
Because you find sometimes, right, so if you're bogged down to the sills.
Well, you've got that drag, haven't you?
You've got drag, you've got the vacuum of
you're
the
trying
mud.
To break the suction.
It's all that sort of stuff. And then also, depending on how deep you are into the mud.
You've got to get up the hill.
We're just saying that's the mud. there's that imaginable lump in front of you that you've got to pop back up and onto.
Well, Nemo, without a microphone, can't attribute it to it. But when we're doing Cape York, the other person that came with us in the 79, he decided to try this mud puddle out that did not look deep. I will give him that. But when he did it, it sunk it to the sills. Now, we broke 2 winches. Mm-hmm. I think, Cam, give me a nod or a shake. Did we break a rope up there as well? We broke a snatch, trying to get him out forwards. A cruiser turned up, hooked up the back on a snatch or a kinetic rope, and dragged him out backwards. No issues. But we lost 2 max tracks in the mud. They actually had to dig him out to find him. But, 2 winches, pulled the front end off his car, pulled out trays, pulled out part of his bull bar, the whole box and dice. It was quite violent in the end how much damage was done. Whereas I think a quick think, we could have spun that round and gone, screw it, we'll just pull him out backwards.
It's normally easier to come out the way that you've gone
the way you went in, you've already cut the trenches, haven't you?
That's right.
So,
but then it was a Land Cruiser. It's got those hangers.
It's 4.5 tons worth of vehicle loaded because he had everything to do Cape York. And you're running on 35s or 37s, I think he had at the time. So there's extra weight in that. There's extra mud movement. Oh, mate, the longer he's in there, the more suction there was.
Yep.
You've got to account for that kind of stuff when you go playing in the mud.
Yeah. I mean, you said that you broke 2 winches as well. Now, with the winches...
They broke 1 rope and tore out 1 motor, basically. Burnt 1 motor out doing it.
So you've seen a rope let go?
Oh, 100%.
And did that have a winch dampener in the middle of the stretch?
We threw a dampener on it.
So everyone's going, no. Benefit.
Everyone was like, no, we don't need to. I know with cable winches, it was essential because when they let go, that built-up energy sends them flying.
It's stored energy in both. Bingo. Even the ropes will do a lot of damage.
The ropes will do it, but they only go like 1/10 of the distance of what a cable will.
Yep.
So, because they don't have that much wound-up stored energy.
Well, they don't have that razor-sharp edge that a snap on a cable can have.
Correct.
Yep.
What's the number one fatality when it comes... Not fatality, I don't mean that in that sense of killing someone, but what is the number one mistake most people make when they start playing with winches or snatch straps or kinetic ropes?
Toe ball is not a rated recovery point.
Correct.
So the smartest thing to do with your toe pack for a snatch and strap is actually to have a removable tongue.
Yes.
And use the pin.
Yes.
Through the eyelet of your snatch and strap or your kinetic rope.
I would say that's rule 1.
So, look, rule 1 is do everything safely.
Correct.
And double check it's all being done safely.
And the thing I'm learning, even with where I'm working at the moment, teaching people, number 1, and I've said this to many people in the past, and a lot of people don't actually click to it, you don't know what you don't know.
Hang on. There you go, I've clicked to it.
It's something that really became apparent to me. You don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
If you stop and go, actually, is this the best way to do it? I don't know. Find the smartest person in the room and say, what can I learn from you when it comes to recoveries or hookups or points of contact?
We discussed it about YouTube using that the other week.
Yes.
As a means of checking out a mountain bike trail ahead of actually going to ride it, so you work out that there's no big jumps that are going to knock you about.
Oh, 100%.
It is the same thing with this. So there's many, many videos of people bogged to the sills.
Yes.
Bogged in all sorts of conditions.
100%.
Look for reputable people. Don't just go, that's the first one that comes up. It's got this many likes.
Do 2 or 3 videos.
Yeah.
You might learn 2 or 3 things.
Look up some manufacturers of some recovery gear that you're actually looking at.
Yep.
And watch it being used by the people that produce it.
Yes.
They're field experts.
We're quite happy as well with the podcast. If someone wants to bang us a question and go, what do we do about X, Y, or Z? Throw it in there. I mean, Max Tracks I never understood till I got a pair. I haven't officially used them, but we used them at Cape York.
Yep.
We chucked them over a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
And it was enough of a flex to hold you out of that. Now I've had people, when we went to McGoran's Beach, Viv and I,
yes,
we stayed there, and I went, I'm going to go shoot down here and have a look. Never dropped my tyre pressures.
Yep.
That's another subject in itself.
Yep.
I went hooking in there, second gear, low, four-wheel drive, and it sunk, stopped, and stalled my car. Now, I'm no idiot when it comes to four-wheel driving. I pre-prepare for anything because of my history with truck driving. Mm-hmm. It makes my brain go, where do I go? How do I prepare for this? You see a hill, we gear down, we get ready, pull the revs, go up the hill.
When in doubt, power out.
Bingo. So when I hit this sand, I went, nah, no good. So I went and asked around, and a couple of blokes went, no, all I've got is a couple of Max Tracks. And I went, cool. What's your tyre pressures? And I went, we don't talk about that. And they went, okay.
40.
We dug them out. I dug out the front wheels, I ended up putting the Max Tracks under the back in 4-wheel drive. Once it got on the Max Tracks, I'm out of the hole. Yep. I'm like, this is a whole new world.
And Max Tracks are actually designed to have one end's designed similar to a shovel.
Correct.
So you can actually use them to dig sand out of the way.
Now, don't get me wrong, they're not cheap, but sand, mud, getting out of a hole, getting, like if you end up on 2 wheels, per se, front left, rear right, like you're off camber. Without
lockers, you're in trouble anyway.
Correct, yep. Unless you try and left foot locker it. There's another subject you can try. If that gets you through it. I think I got 3/4 of the way up this washout that Cam and I were Nemo and I were trying to drive out. I left foot lockered it, so I dragged my left foot on the brake.
Yep.
As I'm accelerating, it actually took a bit of power out of the loose wheel and added it to the wheel that was on the ground.
Okay.
And it got me 3/4 of the way up. There was just 2 washouts I couldn't beat.
Yeah,
they were decent off cambers.
And that's the problem. You get that one freewheel kick up, that little bit of traction, and you're done.
That's it. You give it too much on the throttle, and kabang, you've blown a CV. You're
do a CV. Yep. You're in a lot of trouble.
This is the problem. So I ended up, with these Max Tracks. They work in so many different ways. It's incredible.
Now, when you're talking Max Tracks, so that's the brand name.
That is
everybody
the brand.
calls them Max Tracks. They are a traction board.
Yep.
Now, Max Tracks are designed. They are the upper echelon of traction boards.
They're the original.
They're the OGs, yes, 100%. The only thing is, like, I've noticed them, you can buy Trojan ones from Bunnings. They're $80 for a set.
Really? I've never looked.
I wouldn't be putting them over a hole that you're planning to drive over because I reckon they'd snap in half.
Okay. But if they're going to work with a bit of support.
Yeah. So it's
something
that whole
to get you out.
Cost... Buying right, buying once.
I have seen them at Anaconda.
At the same thing.
And they go by the name of Treads.
Treads is another manufacturer.
I believe they were a couple of... and I stand to be corrected. Maybe I shouldn't say this.
They make a lot of stabilising ramps and stuff for caravans and all sorts of stuff.
And I believe there was a disgruntled employee that went across and went, I know this idea, let's do this. And they actually changed the patent a little bit.
I'm not too sure on any
From
of that.
From what I heard. I could be completely wrong with that.
Yep.
But that was my understanding of it. And I'm like, dude, if this product works, I don't actually care who builds it.
Yeah.
As long as they work.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. It's that whole shopping around too. Like,
it is.
I've just randomly come across a box of them at Bunnings and had a little chuckle to myself going, the car park must be pretty shocking at the moment if they're selling them in here.
We've got a bloke at work that drives a Suzuki Jimny. He's got 4 of the short boards on there.
Suzuki Jimny!
And he's like, things. I don't need the big ones because I've only got small truck and small wheels. I'm like, dude, it makes sense.
No, he needs the big ones.
Does he?
Yeah, because then it makes the car look smaller.
Yeah. Almost look like surfboards on the roof of this Jimny, mate.
And if we're talking about high fuel prices, he could put them up horizontal and catch the wind and use it as a sail to help move him along.
Mate, you're a thinker.
Fuel saving.
You are a thinker.
Yep.
I like your idea. Why am I thinking of Bonnie Doon when you say that?
We're going to Bonnie Doon.
I literally, you're an ideas man. Anyway, that's why. It was the ideas
there
man.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, where Darryl tells his son he's an ideas man. Yeah, where he's got the brake light in the back of his motorbike helmet.
Look, I think if I had my way, we'd have a Suzuki Jimny parked in the side of our driveway.
Really?
Yep. I'd love like a 93 Suzuki Sierra.
The early Suzukis?
The old school. The things that if you're driving through a river and drown them, the only electronics you have to replace is the clock.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. One of those. I like those things. I love them.
You pull the spark plugs out, start the thing up, blow the water out of the motor, reconnect them, off you go. Bit of WD-40.
It's my milk bottle in my fridge has higher engine capacity than what it does. 1.2s.
The originals were 2-stroke. Under a litre.
Yep.
They were under a litre. Yep. The original Suzukis, right, they rev their brains out. Their gearing was that high, but people started putting really big tyres on them. But they found when they went bush, they could actually get 4 blokes around it, pick them up and move them across. So
they the Suzuki Samurai, they're
I think they were the American ones.
They've got the best approach and departure angles.
Yeah, they were tyre. They were tyre 2 inches from there was a bull bar, your bumper bar, and that was it. Yeah.
And I've seen one of them. I think they do it. It's like mud sprint racing or something. It's got a Hayabusa engine in it. It is off its dial.
Oh, that'd be epic.
It is insane to watch.
And just put a big set of rims on, off you go.
Oh, mate, I'll see if I can put up the reel when we release this episode. I'll find it and throw some up on the stories because, to see this thing, it just blows your mind.
Yeah.
and it's drag racing on mud and dirt. It's insane.
Epic. That's epic. So, yeah, going back to recovery points,
Yep.
I would speak to some experts before you go and buy it and use it.
Yes, it's definitely something that you've got to do your research on.
Absolutely, because it's your safety at hand, isn't it? Well, really.
Not only that, it's also your hard-earned, and it can disappear real quick when you start talking recovery.
You can buy 3 or 4 wrong things.
Yep.
Even down to winches. I mean, that's personal taste. Some people swear by King's winches.
Yep.
I've heard a lot of hardcore blokes go, I've burnt it out in 2 goes.
You've got your Warns, you've got your Rumvas, you've got
exactly
all sorts
right.
of stuff.
Rumvas has probably got more.
Released their own.
Warn's been around for the longest that I would state. Runva's got the runs on the board, but you don't actually hear the background like with 4Drive 24/7, things like that. They run Runvas as well. They'll promote them.
Yep.
But I guess you don't really hear how many times they replaced them during a half-decent trip. Things like that. I'd be looking at that kind of thing. And there's a lot of forums on board that people talk about them.
You look at even like the 4-wheel drive winch challenges that they run.
100%.
A lot of those guys still run a worn high mount winch.
But you're running a high mount and they run on 24-volt systems, so they run twice as fast.
Or
and
PTOs.
They got double the grunt.
Yep.
Or they're a PTO setup.
Or they're a PTO setup. Now,
this
is all the technical jargon that comes with it all.
Last Forby show, I think, did you come with me, Nemo? I don't think you did. There was a bloke there called the High Mount Guy.
Yep.
Now, talking to young Brad that I worked with that caught the gummy that I talked about last week, he was telling me he's got mates that build these big winches, right? And they run 2 or 3 or 4. There was one at the Forby show with 4 motors on the winch. Like, literally, you could pull the Titanic up from the bottom of the ocean.
It's that, oops, I forgot to disconnect the winch and keep driving it. And the next thing, the car's halfway up a tree.
You're hanging out of the biggest gum tree you ever hooked up to in your life. Yeah, exactly. But these boys go pretty hardcore in the bush.
Yep. Like, and that's where it comes back to the whole scenario versus applicable. How much.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, I mean, you pay, $300-$400 for a King's. Use it twice in a year, you've made your money back.
But see, the other thing is too, you start adding a winch to a vehicle, all the manufacturers recommend maintenance.
Absolutely.
A lot of them recommend once a month, pull that whole rope out and pull it back in under load. Yeah, to keep your free running going and everything
keeping memory, you're keeping the gears, the grease moving in the motor, the whole lot.
And then you're looking Dyneema rope versus wire cabling, your safety issues that come with both. It's all these sorts of things that you've got to look at.
I'd still stick with a Dyneema rope any day of the week.
Same here, mate. Same here. That would be my choosing. Some people are old school and like that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be my way to go. And rope purely because it saves weight and strength. If it breaks, you can tie it.
You also talk about winches. We haven't even discussed hand winches.
Well, I mean, you've got to be built like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day to actually make a hand winch effective compared to being able to pay you $300 for a King's winch that'll pull you out even quicker with less effort.
But when you have one sitting in the shed already...
You could use it, but then you'd want someone to actually sit you down and educate you on how to use that correctly.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Look, I'm just saying it because I've got one.
Would you call it a turfer or a hand winch?
It's a turfer. It's a hand winch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Which if you handed it to me, I'd go, which way does what go? And then you've got all these cables splayed out. But again, that's old technology that still works like a treat as it should.
I look at it as, I know I have it in the car, but I don't want to use it, so I'm going to take the chicken track. See? It's an insurance policy is what it is.
But you've actually, just by taking the chicken track, you've saved your vehicles getting beat up. You've saved yourself from getting bogged. All I have to do is
drive to Craig's Hut and it gets beat up.
Well, this is it. But that's because you drive a Triton.
Oh, calm down, Ranger.
Oh, just taking a cheap shot there.
Anyway.
One thing I wanted to bring up, Cam, I've been talking to a lot about my students.
Yes.
Is Emergency Plus app. We've talked about that quite a while ago, and I think it's something we should actually keep talking to people about.
The What 3 Words app and stuff like that.
It's called Emergency Plus app.
Yep.
And that comes up. You open the app up. If you ring the police...
That's the orange icon with the location point on it.
Yep. It'll give you 3 words.
Yep.
And they can zero your phone down to approximately 1.5 metres of where your phone is.
There is a lot of apps with that ability.
I have another question for you.
Yes.
You know how we always talk... Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye. You know, we talk about triple O.
Yes.
Do you know why 112 is talked about as well?
112 was originally brought in over the old CDMA network, I thought it was.
Okay.
I believe so. It was the number you were taught to ring from a mobile phone if you needed 000 because it would ping without even a signal on an old mobile phone.
So what I have learned recently, and this could be awesome for our listeners, 112, let's say I am with Optus as an example, right?
Yes.
They do not have the coverage that Telstra has.
Yes.
Okay. If I'm in an area where I don't have service and I ring 112, all the phone providers, service providers, have to allow a 000 call being made. If you have Telstra nearby that has service, it will drop onto the Telstra network and make that 112 call to 000 through another network. And I went, holy dooly, because I'm learning this I'm teaching some high-risk courses. So this is brought up, and I've Googled it, and this is the point. It'll actually drop you on the closest network that works and give you that 000 call. And I'm like, this is fantastic. I think that's something our listeners should know about. So if you get bogged, someone gets injured, my 3 words especially, you and I have talked a lot about first aid kits and snake bites and being out in the bush.
I have my main 3. My main 3 straight away if I'm doing anything that goes in my bag. It's a headlamp, a locator beacon, and a first aid kit.
But then as well, you can have the emergency plus
I pay
app.
that extra for my Telstra app on my iPhone, which is a 14. So the 14 onwards, you can get the emergency texting and everything
Exactly right. So, I mean, most people have got an up-to-date phone. I don't know about Samsung, but you've mentioned about your iPhone. But this gives you opportunity for people that are out bushwalking and may trip or snake bite. Anything like that aren't prepared for anything above a personal injury.
I have also seen too recently a fella I follow online that does a bit of the history and exploring of old golding areas and stuff like that. He mentioned stopping in at a local police station. Some of them now have starting to run personal locator beacons that you can borrow out.
Oh, righto.
So if you look into your local police stations or look up that system online, I'm pretty sure you should be able to find some information in regards to that.
What I did want to ask you, I know we're starting to bring up the fact of I'm preparing for this trip, and we're taking Nemo and another family as well.
Safety is a big concern. You're taking Nemo.
Being safe, we're at the back of Birdsville, which by rights we're going to do a couple of, as I stated last week, a couple of overnight camps out in the bush. If I borrowed your...
It's the locator beacon. So mine, because you have to ring up and register them.
Yes.
So you won't be able to set down who gets your emergency calls. It would be my people that I've got already highlighted for their emergency calls.
The people that I'd want to be emergency called are with me. My wife, my kids, Nemo, the other family. If it called your family to say, hey, someone who's hit the EPIRB, there's been a problem. Well, I mean, you're outside where I am, but there's nothing you can do from Melbourne when I'm halfway up through Queensland.
The hard thing is too, they will try and ring you. This is all part of the system. I'll have to look it up, but I know there's a protocol system that they follow. Once a locator beacon has been triggered. So look, it might be worth looking into seeing if you can borrow the one from the police station or something along those lines. We'll have a bit of a dig around with that.
I think that might be something to look at,
and
because
I'll find some more information
for us
on that.
Doing this trip, there's going to be times where we're good 600, 700, 800 k's from a close town. If the worst case scenario was to happen and we need to hit an EPIRB because someone's injured, what would be my best practice to do that? I think that might be something we talk about on the next potty or something like that.
Well, I was just going to say, if you wanted to, you could look at it from the highlight that there's how many families wanting to go on this one trip?
If we call Nemo one family, there's 3.
There's 3?
But there's 4, 8, 9 people going.
There's 9 people going, right? So if you said, all right, everybody puts in $100, right? There's $300. I paid $360 for mine.
We can hire them.
But you could hire them.
We could hire one and we just put down all the... There you go.
There you go. You've worked that.
You've actually triggered that across.
You look at those sorts of systems, you could probably hire one. There's a lot of places that do.
What do you reckon? We'd just Google it? We'd be able to find somewhere to Google it?
You would be able to find something to do
hire an EPIRB? Yeah? All right. That might be something worth looking into.
I can have a bit of a dig around and look into some more of that. But
yeah, you dig, I'll dig.
Yeah.
We'll go from there.
there's a lot of places that are starting to bring that sort of system in now.
Yeah, awesome.
I know there was some companies that used to do it out of Melbourne. I don't know if they still run them or not, but yeah, it's definitely something that you could do.
Yeah.
And that could be, like you said, the big 4-wheel driving trip, the silly walk I did up the coast.
Yes.
You know, if people are wanting to do these sorts of...
A period of time that you're putting yourself in a place of danger that may need an emergency response,
Well,
it may be something to look at.
there is a group I follow, 2 fellas from New Zealand called Weekend Mish. Now, they recently released a video of them doing a very remote backpack hunt. They were climbing where a glacier was supposed to be that was no longer there.
Right.
A boulder dislodged and put a fair old slice into old mate's leg.
Yep.
It was enough that they all just went, bugger it, we've got to do this, bang, hit the PLB straight away.
It really makes you think before you hit a PLB, can I handle this situation? If I can't, sorry guys, I'm going to have to hit the button.
If it's a medical emergency and you can't walk out, there should be no hesitation.
I know, but I think people have a lot of resistance
Yep.
to actually hitting a button on an EPIRB. But again, it'll make you think.
ACR, who is the company that I bought mine through,
Right.
ACR Rescue Link, if you were to set off your locator beacon
Yeah.
and you send them the locator beacon that you've set off that's
Yes.
helped someone,
Yep.
a fix with the story of you doing that and actually saving someone, they say that they will send you a replacement free of charge.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so there's a small incentive if you do have one to actually activate it and push that button.
I guess if people roll back through our back catalogue, in the names above each episode, we talk about stuff, and there was one we talked about EPIRBs.
I did the deep dive in your Garmin inReaches. Your
so it's worth a look back
links.
if you get triggered to think about this in this episode. Absolutely, go back across our back catalogue.
Yep.
And we can actually dig it up. You'll be able to listen back to it and look at the different ways and different styles that we looked at.
And I broke even down the plans and the pricings and the costings.
So we've done a bit of a dig for you to save it, and then from there you can do your own research.
Yeah, but they are, if you're an outdoor enthusiast that does some weird adventures here and there, they are worth their weight in gold.
This is it. And if not, you could actually hire one and they'd be able to explain to you what you do. But I think we'll talk about that another time.
I think
in
so.
the coming weeks, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Fantastic, sir. I reckon we wrap it up.
I'm done and smashed out another one.
Absolutely.
Loving doing this. It's
I
great
actually
fun.
enjoyed this one. There's no script.
No, most of ours have got no script if they can't half tell already.
We're just two mates having a chat,
That's
talking
it.
about getting people off the couch.
Stay safe if you're trying to do 4-wheel drive recovery and you've never done it before. A little bit of a deep dive into it's never a bad thing. So
Arm yourself with information.
that's it.
That is the goal. Anyway, Cam, thanks for coming again.
Don't forget, check in on your mates, guys.
Absolutely checking on your mates. And we'll talk to you next week.
Cheers all.
Cheers all.
A little bit of a deep dive into it's never a bad thing. So
Arm yourself with information.
that's it.
That is the goal.